there, starlings. Welcome to my sector of the universe. This is Jessica Pellowell and is here to help you step into your truth and star into your power. For those of you who've never been here before, thank you so much for being here. Welcome. I'm so glad you are here, and I'm so glad that this is your first time watching one of my videos. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for returning. And for my subscribers, thank you so much for your loyalty, your love, and support. I am truly grateful for each and every one of you. I want to wish all of you a wonderful week this week. I also want to mention that I still have spots for my Zoom session. Some of them are calling it a webinar with regards to how to navigate the challenging energies that are coming in 2022 with the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction in Pisces and Pluto's return for the US, amongst other transits and other things there. If you want to know more about that, I will talk more about it at the end of the video. But aside from that, may these messages help you with your spiritual growth and evolution of the soul. With that being said, let's get into your reading. Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your weekly reading. How are you? I hope you are doing fantastic. I hope you're having a good week. I send you many blessings and much, much love to you this week, Aquarius. All right. If you haven't been here before, what we're going to do is we're going to see what your overall theme is for this week, what you need to focus on and what you need to avoid for your spiritual growth, because that's what this is all about. Stick around to the end so you can see what other guidance spirit has for you, what the full moon in Cancer is bringing you. The full moon in Cancer happened yesterday. We're still feeling the energies of it, which is why I'm still going to pull a card for that. And then at the end, lastly, I should say, we are going to see what's going on with love for you, okay? All right, Aquarius, we are ready. Let's see what your overall theme is for this week. Now remember, time is fluid. Energies are always changing. Whatever comes out here, it could have already happened. It's happening now. Or this is not going to be happening until way down the line, okay? I know people are starting to get frustrated with the same messages and things that are happening, but I really do think God is testing a lot of us to see who's really going to persevere, who's really going to stick it out to the last second, so to speak, to receive that abundance. And it's funny because one of the cards you got was signs and reminders here. Okay, I think you might have gotten that card before. We have clear, cancel, and release. Ask and receive. Okay. Bottom of the deck is spiritual growth. See what I talk about? This is for your spiritual growth, and here it is right here. Okay, Aquarius. So I pretty much know and understand that a lot of you have been going through this spiritual growth process. The majority of you have really been in this very long journey doing this stuff, okay? But understand that this is a very powerful time for you. There's something here where some of you are having this like a timeline shift, okay, or a huge leveling up of some sort, or time jumping, or whatever the heck that thing is called. Quantum leaping, is it? Yeah, I think that's what it is. Some of you are starting to feel a lot more connected to your gifts, okay? You have been going through some trials and tribulations here, especially with regarding your spiritual growth and your ascension, clearing out old wounds, clearing out what doesn't serve you, continuing to block your energies, that type of thing, set your boundaries. You know how this works, right, guys? So they want you to understand that, okay, hold on. They want you to give yourselves a pat on the back, Aquarius. They want you to know, Spirit, your guides, your angels, they want you to know that you're doing great work. Keep it up, okay? Keep it up. This is not easy, especially if you've been called to be a light worker, to be a starseed. Some of you have a double mission like I do. I am both light worker, starseed, so how fun is that? No, I mean, I am very blessed, I am, but Yeah, I will be honest, Aquarius. Like today, I was talking to my son and I did a couple of readings and I said, I just want to sleep. I just don't want to do anything today. But then I knew I had to get the last of the air signs out. And here I am. So what I did, I took a break and I just, said, okay, let me regain my balance. Let me gain a little bit more energy here. And I did my meditation and I did my breath work. And I said, okay, because I always get these nudges saying that the air signs need to go out on a particular day. The fire signs need to go out a particular day. That's why my schedule is always different every week. They tell me when the videos need to get out, and that's why it's done not on a consistent schedule, because it's all about divine timing, right? So some of you may be like, this is really an arduous process, and is anything really coming out of this situation? Like, where are the rewards? Where's the abundance? And I know a lot of us have been like that, right? Some of us, we've been hearing the same stuff for years. I know some of you guys have been getting the same messages even longer than I've been doing tarot, okay? So I can understand the frustration for some of you. But look, light work is not easy, okay? Doing stuff for the collective is not an easy job, all right? That's why not everyone's really called to do it. We're all called to raise a vibration in some way, but some of us have a higher calling, and we're really called to step up to that plate and continue to push through, okay? But know that you are doing great work here, and don't give up. You got to persevere. Seven of Wands, Nine of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles has been showing up in the air sign readings. It's too funny because I keep saying the same thing about persevering and being diligent, sticking to your guns. And it's a long process, but slow and steady wins the race, and the knight always gets to his destination. It's the same thing for you, Aquarius. So just know that at this time, it's kind of like, okay, now I'm looking at this card. You see how her third, yeah, it's third eye. Her third eye's opening up. I'm hearing for some of you, it's like a leveling up in your third eye abilities here with intuition and being able to see with this eye, right? Gaining clarity, insight, and awareness to a lot of things, getting a lot more downloads, getting a lot more insight into stuff. I already said that. There's something here where there's this huge explosion, they're telling me, of you being bombarded with download after download after download. You're having a lot of dreams, and it's like, I can't keep up with the dreams. What the heck is this? And lights start flickering around you when you get this epiphany or whatever. That's been happening to me all week, and it's the craziest thing. My son's like, what's going on? You know? And a lot of us, because Jupiter is in Pisces and so is Neptune, this stuff is going to be heightened. The intuition, that imagination, and those dreams, we're going to get a lot of stuff from our guides here. So pay attention to that, okay? Don't think you're going crazy, because these are actual experiences that you are undergoing. A lot of us are being leveled up in 2022, especially with regards to our mission work, okay? Continue to focus on this, all right? There's always still work to do. It's a lengthy process, but know that you are on the right path. Stay on your path. Don't jump onto somebody else's, but make sure it's continuing to be on the path of truth, the path of light, okay? Kind of like Knight of Swords. No, I'm sorry, King of Swords, with regards to understanding what his true path is and not veering all that on that path, because that is his path of truth, right? We all have particular paths that we have been guided to take. And know that what's going on at this time, it's happening for you and not to you, okay? Especially if you're experiencing setbacks of some sort, like Five of Cups energy, or there's kind of a disappointment with Three of Swords. It's kind of like, this has been a long journey, and I just, it's been it's been a tough past couple of years, actually, for the majority of us. And for those of us who are doing this type of light work, it has also been a little bit daunting, because We're trying to help others get on their path, or to help them follow their way, or whatever this is, help raise the consciousness and the vibration of the planet, right? So know that whatever it is that you're going through, you're still going through a learning phase, right? It's part of your spiritual growth. Even when there's nothing going on, even then we don't see any results, even if it seems dormant, it seems silent, kind of like the High Priestess or something, or the Four Swords. It's like nothing's moving, nothing's really changing. But understand that there are things going on behind the scenes, like the High Priestess, that we know nothing about. That's because God is working his miracles, and he's putting on the finishing touches for things. Because some of us are going to be bombarded with blessings like we wouldn't believe. It's kind of what I channeled in last week's Aquarius reading, right? And it's for those of you who are putting in that work. But you know, it does, we do get to a point where we start doubting a little bit. We start losing faith and hope, kind of like the star card in reverse. And we're like, I don't know, am I on the right path? I had to ask my guides this last week, and I was a little bit shameful, but I just pulled a card on it. And you know what I got? The trust card. And some other card. I think the situation will improve. They said, we know this has been challenging. We see what you've been doing. But know that we're not going to reveal everything to you, because there's supposed to be a surprise. And it's the same thing for all of you. God wants to surprise you. It's like that tower moment with the shock and awe. It's like all shock and awe. It's like you are hitting this piñata, or you're trying to hit it and you keep missing, and you're like, what the heck, man? Like, oh, am I going to hit this darn thing or not? And then what happens? It's like this gust of wind comes, or whatever it is, and you finally hit the piñata, and you have no idea what's coming out of that. You're thinking it's just going to be candy. Wait till you see what comes out of the piñata, okay? It's going to be something that you didn't expect, but it's going to be kind of more than what you were either trying to manifest or what you were hoping for, okay? So just maintain that resilience and that persistence and determination to push through this, okay? It is a long journey, but know that, again, if something is not happening, you're still learning. Especially if you're doubting certain things, that's going to help you to turn back to God and say, God, just give me the strength, please. And you feel like giving up, that means you're getting so much closer to the end goal. And when you overcome that, because a lot of people give up, a lot of people have given up on a lot of things in just last year alone, okay? Don't be one of those people. Sure, I cannot tell you what to do, but I'm here to encourage you to not give up, okay? Trust me, the last 3 months last year were very challenging, and I just wanted to throw in the towel, but I'm still here, okay? Because I know I have a particular mission, and this is the platform that I'm supposed to do this type of work on for the time being, before I move on to the next phase of my mission, okay? The next task, or maybe next mission even, or something like that. So just know that this downtime, or this stagnant, stuck feeling time, is only to get you to push past that giving up phase, because that's going to make you feel stronger. It's going to build that endurance. It will build character. It will build those leadership skills, because when it comes to crunch time, Aquarius, when it comes down to showtime, I'm being told, where you're going to be out in the spotlight for some of you, and you're going to be on a world stage, you better be prepared for that, because it can be daunting, but you're going to have all of this resilience and strength and confidence and stamina that you're going to be ready for the task at hand, okay? So know that whatever changes are undergoing, again, there's a leveling up for a lot of you. Trust in that, okay? We're always continuing to grow, learn, and evolve. This is part of the process. It never stops. We never stop spiritually growing. All right. So, of course, you guys are getting the signs and reminders and the synchronicities. You see the white feathers. You see the butterflies. Again, still undergoing some sort of transformation. And there's another leveling up for others of you, like I talked about. Seeing birds a lot. And it's funny because I've been seeing a lot more birds. And it's strange because it's still winter where I'm at. And it's been very cold. But some of the birds that I usually see in the spring are kind of flying around, which is kind of crazy. So that's got to mean something else. Maybe even something with clouds and rainbows or something with diamonds, whatever this is. Okay? You're not seeing these signs and synchronicities as a coincidence, guys. I think you all already know that there's no such thing as coincidence here. God, your angels, your ancestors, everyone on your team are trying to remind you, hey, Aquarius, this is coming. Yes, we've told you a gazillion times. Yes, you keep seeing the same signs a gazillion times. Trust in that. Just because you don't have like a physical written account of exactly what it is that's coming to you doesn't mean that it's not coming to you. Okay. And again, I talked about pay attention to your dreams, because you're going to be getting a lot more of these signs, reminders, and synchronicities in those. I know I have, and it's been nuts, and they've been really, really weird dreams, but you know, there's messages there. So make sure you continue to pay attention to this. All right? Or whatever numbers or stuff. This is all happening to remind you that your ancestors are here to support you. Your angels are here to support you. They know it's been a long, hard journey, Aquarius. They know it's been grueling. It's been arduous. They know you're like, oh my gosh, what is going on? I'm getting tired. Like, is there going to be any change, especially with the past 2 years? And we keep hearing the same thing. The fact that we've now switched nodes from Gemini North Node and Sagittarius South Node to Taurus North Node and Scorpio South Node, and because Jupiter is no longer the dispositor, we are now going to see Santa Claus, which is known as Jupiter, really coming in with the blessings. And because Jupiter and Neptune are in Pisces now, the miracles are starting to set in. And again, with the changing of the nodes, and they're going to be Taurus and Scorpio for the next 18 months, watch how things are going to shift. There are a lot of things happening astrologically that are going to change things around. So continue to be patient and continue to persevere. Again, okay? This stuff that you're seeing, it's not a joke. It's not some sort of trick. You're not being fooled here. They are on your side because they know for us humans that it is challenging, especially when it comes to divine timing, okay? And when I talked about clear, cancel, and release, yes, continue to protect your energies, continue to release whatever doesn't serve you. Continue to allow yourself to block those lower vibrational energies that will affect your vibration. This includes removing people, jobs, other things from your life that you know are going to be a hindrance to your spiritual growth. Don't allow yourself to drop down to those lower levels, especially when it comes to when you want to give up and you're feeling tired and you want to throw in the towel and you're just saying I'm done with this type of thing. You got to clear that out. Some of you might need to take more sea salt baths or take more walks out in nature or balance your life more. I'm feeling for some of you who might be other tarot readers or light workers or whatever doing healing work. This might be something where either you're taking on too many clients or you're doing too many readings. I've been getting that a lot for quite a few signs, okay? They want you to really protect your energies. And if you're taking on too much, you got to find that balance. This is for some of you, not all of you, okay? And I'm literally hearing for some of you, you're going to have to cancel and or reschedule some of your appointments, whether it's appointments with clients or it's just appointments in general with kids stuff or doctor's appointments or whatever it is this is, okay? They really want you to not have to overload yourself here. It's like the 10 of Wands, okay? So make sure that you clear out anything that is not for your highest good. And again, protect these energies. And if people are coming at you, hey, Aquarius, I need this, this, and that, or people might even be trying to belittle you or to insult you, I'm hearing, because maybe some of you might have said something about, oh yeah, you know, this is going to change and I'm going to get this or whatever. And they're saying, oh, well, Aquarius, where is it? You said you were going to be moving. You said you were going to be this. You said you're going to be married. You said you're going to be that. And it's not happening. And some people might be laughing in your face. This is for somebody in particular. Or they're telling you, well, you won't amount to anything. You know, you're still not getting what you said you were going to get. Well, you're never going to get it. Again, that's for somebody specific. Don't pay attention to that, Aquarius. Don't even tell yourself that. Maybe a dark side of you is starting to poke into your head. It's kind of like Seven of Swords or Two of Swords energy, where you're getting all up in your head, and maybe Five of Swords, Five of Wands starts to come in, and you start doing some self-sabotaging. Okay, let that go. Don't let those energies affect you. You have to maintain that high vibration. As like I said, when you're leveling up here with this spiritual growth, you are continuing to evolve here, and this includes doing more of this and finding that balance, especially energetically in your life. And with the ask and receive card, ask and you shall receive, as they say, Aquarius, right? Know that they have heard your prayers. God has heard your prayers. They are being answered, but they will be revealed to you in time, right? Whatever it is that you've been asking for, it's going to come in divine timing. And I know a lot of us hear that a lot, but you know, for me, guys, I'll be honest, during my process here, and I've heard about this, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, what is this? You know, how much longer, right? And I've been talking about this for months. But you know what? When I get into a meditative state and I just focus on trying to change somebody's life, even if it's just one person, 5 people, I'm doing my job. That I love what I'm doing and that I connect to my higher self as much as possible, so that I understand that it's about spirit and service. It's not about the money. It's not about the abundance or the views or the subscribers or none of that. As long as I can touch and empower and enlighten and invigorate and inspire somebody, even if it's one person, I've done my job. I've done what God has asked me to do. So as long as I'm continuing to focus on that, that fills me up. And there's where my abundance comes in. And I say, you know what? I did a good deed today. Even if my videos don't get that many views, even if this doesn't happen or whatever, if it's a slow week, whatever, with clients, it doesn't matter. I've done something for the greater good of humanity. So I know that I've asked God for particular things. I've even asked God for strength and endurance to carry on, to continue on my journey, because it has not been easy. The same thing for you, Aquarius. So when you get into that state, just think about what I just said, okay? About how you are being called to service. It's about spirit and service. You are here to do something magnanimous here. You are being called to do something that other people haven't been called to do. So remember that. And as we are going through that stuff, we are doing our mission work, we are continuing to grow. All right? Because there's always going to be a leveling up of some sort. There's always going to be a different type of mission we're going to have. But the overall mission is the same with regards to being examples of forgiveness, unconditional love, and acceptance, and raising the vibration of the planet, right? All that stuff. So, and if you are dealing with some difficulties here, Aquarius, ask God for help. Ask your angels. Ask a human being who you know who can help you, someone that you can trust, someone that you feel this connection with, even though you've maybe never spoken to them before. Don't be afraid to ask for help. If it's a human, ask them. Don't feel ashamed. There's no shame in asking for help. It does not make you feel weak, okay? It does not make you look stupid. If it's not a person, ask God. Ask the angels. They cannot help you unless you ask. And you have to be clear and be specific, okay? you're looking for a miracle, it's going to show up at the right time. And if you've been praying for things and they've been showing up, but they've been showing up in ways you didn't expect, and you're saying no to that, maybe you need to reevaluate that, because maybe that was your godsend and it didn't come up in a way that you expected. So pay attention to that. That's for some of you. All right? But go for the things that light you up. If you've been asking for a change, you've been asking for a miracle, pay attention. Remember the signs and reminders here. You've been seeing signs about something. Now, either it's going to show up, but in a way you didn't expect, or it already has, and some of you might have declined it. Okay? But if you know this is tying into what you've been seeing, the synchronicities and stuff, or you know that this is what's going to really make you happy, go for it. If you feel that spark within your heart, if you feel lighthearted, and you're like, well, I wasn't sure that that's what it was going to be, that's what it was going to be, but there's something about it that I'm excited about, go for it, okay? When you do those things, it's part of this too, right? It's part of this as well. But again, if you haven't been seeing anything yet, Aquarius, like I said, things are happening behind the scenes, but you don't need to know about it. Again, it's the shock and awe. The Tower moment. God wants to greatly surprise you with this. Now, if you know that there's still blockages or barriers, it's time to clear those out with these energies, like this card says. Okay? There might even be some sort of blockage there where your miracles are trying to come in, your abundance trying to come in that you've asked about, but there's something you still need to clear or release, and you keep getting signs about it. All right? If you need to be doing things differently, Aquarius, it's time to change things up a bit. All right? And even if those things aren't coming right now, continue to be grateful for what you have in the meantime. All right. Oh, gosh. See, guys, I mean, look, even for me, I always think, oh my gosh, my crystal fell. Even though I think I'm going to have short readings, never happens. And my angels are laughing at me right now because they know that I know that I'm the type of reader that has a lot to channel. I tap into a lot of frequencies here, so but again, it's part of my mission. I'm really here to teach. I'm just not here to read tarot. It's about wellness. It's about your spiritual growth, as I always talk about. Let's see what you need to focus on. What does Aquarius need to focus on for this week? Spirit guides and angels, please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. Oh, boy. Hey, I guess you need to release this. Maybe for some of you, that may be what's blocking your prayers from being answered, or they are being answered, but there's something, like I said, that you need to let go of, and I guess it's this, guys. The Nine of Swords in reverse. It's not hopeless. Don't fall into despair. It doesn't mean that all the hard work you put in was for nothing, okay? You're coming into the clear here, Aquarius. There's a recovery here, all right? And if you were still feeling anxious and worried and fearful. You feel hopeless. You can't sleep at night. You're tossing and turning. You're wondering, oh my gosh, when is this going to happen? Maybe you've prayed about something and you think time is running out. There's something here about somebody needs to move or relocate, or you got to find another place to live, and you're worrying because either you can't find a place, or somebody's being evicted, or somebody is like getting kicked out, or something along those lines, and you're like, I'm running out of time. God, please, what I asked months ago or a couple of weeks ago, whatever this is, or some bills coming up, or some medical expense coming up, and or some surgery, or whatever this is, and you don't have the money to pay, and you're like, God, what am I gonna do? And you're getting worried, and you're getting freaked out about it. Let that go. You have to trust that your prayers are being answered, but they're going to be answered in a way that you wouldn't expect. It's kind of like God is trying to bring you something even better than what you asked for. And if you keep seeing those signs and synchronicities, Aquarius, you may ask God, God, could you please show me 3 doves in 3 days to let me know that I'm going to find a house? And you see 3 doves in 3 days, but you still doubt. Why are you still doubting? Right? I know, guys, I've been there. I told you, I asked last week and I pulled a card. Is there something wrong? Do I need to do anything else for my mission? And it's like, you have a surprise coming, Jess. What you've been asking for is going to be different than what you're actually going to receive. So let that sink into your heart space, Aquarius. Let that sink into your brain, and understand that there is nothing to fear. There is nothing to worry about. God has this in control. He is in total control. Okay? You gotta trust in this. Some of you need to break the cycles of falling into a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear and a lot of worry. This is very difficult for a lot of us. I will be honest here and say that I would get caught up in this. I would be so afraid of something not happening or something happening. And then I had to program myself. And you know what the crazy thing was, guys? What ended up starting to pop up in my YouTube feed were inspirational videos from Above Inspiration, I think that channel is called. A lot of these other videos, and a lot of them talked about their biblical verses, and the story of the book of Job kept coming out, which is why I started to talk about it in my readings. And all these biblical passages and chapters, and these things that help me to really change my mindset about prayer and about faith and trust. Okay. And then I started to remember something that happened to me a long time ago with my ex-husband. I guess they want me to say the story for whatever reason. I had a government job, and it required a clearance. And my husband then, he's no longer my husband, but he was still waiting to be naturalized. Okay. And when my job found out, they were like, oh, you're going to lose your job because you can't be living with this person. And I freaking lost my ish. Not in that way. I turned into this. I was super beyond worried and fearful for weeks, until I went on vacation with my parents one day and I prayed in a Catholic chapel. And this woman tapped me on the shoulder as soon as I got up. She came out of nowhere. I did not see her anywhere. I swear to you guys, it was an angel. And she touched my shoulder. She goes, your prayers have been answered. Everything's going to be okay, my child. And I was like, what? Who are you? And let me tell you, you know what happened? A year passed, okay? I let it go. I let this go, okay? I was seeing the light. I was finding my peace, and I was trusting in God. You know what happened? The person who had my case file quit his job. My file got lost in the system and no other agent picked it up. My husband then got his naturalization certificate. 2 weeks after he got his naturalization certificate, I got a call from the office. And they said, hey, Jessica, we just realized we haven't been up to date on this case. And it's been over a year. Has anything changed? And I said, oh, yeah. He got naturalized 2 weeks ago. You see how this works? This should be motivation for somebody here. It took a year, guys. I prayed about it a year ago, and God made a miracle happen. I didn't lose my job the entire time, and everything played out. God caused my file to get lost in the shuffle and no other agent picked it up. That should be a story of inspiration for you guys right there. And every time I say this story or I think about it, it reminds me of the miracles that God works, that he does answer our prayers, but it's in his timing and it's in the way that he wants it to work out, because he has to do all this stuff to make it work. And it ended up being better than I expected. You see, trust. There's no need to worry. This is what a lot of you have to clear, okay? Your prayers are being answered. Again, it may not show up in the way that you think, but if you continue to give in to fear and despair and hopelessness, and you're just freaking out and stressing to the max, you are going to attract more of that, and you're going to be blocking what is trying to come in, right? You need to release this to let the energies of whatever it is you're asking for, whatever it is that God is trying to give you for you to be receptive to that, okay? So this is a big thing. Whenever you reach this message, Aquarius, to release this, that's a big focus for this week, all right? There is recovery here. You have to trust. 8 of Pentacles. See, a lot of you have to work on this here. To see things more clearly, to not get so stuck in 9 of Swords. Find some solace for this pain, or whatever this is, right? These dark thoughts, maybe. Maybe you're regretful about something. You're feeling guilty. Let go of this. Okay. Let go, and there will be recovery here. But some of you really have to work on this. Spiritual growth, right? This is part of achieving self-mastery here. Stay committed to the task at hand, but continue to trust in God here. Don't give up on this. Some of you have really been working hard towards something, either building a business or your practice, or putting in a lot of hard work into something you love doing. But for some of you, it's causing a lot of stress. And if this ties into light work and shadow work, yeah, this is the inner work right here. It's a lot. But don't allow it to cause so much stress and anxiety and worry and all these things that I talked about, that what you're putting in here is hopeless. You will reap your rewards because you're being diligent and being hardworking here. Continue to be this energy. Focus on the task at hand. Focus on continuing to work your dharma, your life's purpose, whatever it is that you're doing right now. Okay? But you also are going to have to find a balance to keep you from these 9 of Swords energies. All right? Because some of you are doing a little bit too much. I'm hearing for some of you, you're working into the night, you're working really long hours, really overextending yourself. And while you love what it is you're doing, you have to be able to give yourself permission to find a balance, okay? The hard work's paying off, all right? Just know that. A lot of you are very dedicated and very diligent. However, you gotta release this energy right here. Break the cycle of overdoing it. Or maybe somebody here is doing too much to try to force something to happen based on that prayer that you asked about, or whatever it is that you're needing to, wanting to happen. Okay. And I did channel something about money, not having enough money for something. If you are really overworking yourself and it's like you're causing yourself a disservice, you are super stressed out, and some of you are actually ill, you're actually blocking the abundance because you're lowering your vibration by overworking yourself and getting into this state here. Okay. This is low vibrational. Spirit wants you to come out of this. Break the cycle of overdoing it. Find a balance. Some of you are really dedicated to your craft. You're really dedicated to your mission. Let me tell you, I had to work on this too. All right. I already talked about, it's not about the views and stuff. It's not about the money. It's not about all these things. It's about the mission, spirit, and service. When I focused on that, that changed a lot. It changed a lot. I still was dedicated. I am still dedicated to my mission. I did say I wanted to give up, but I had to push through. But I had to find that balance. 8 of Cups, see? Walk away. You know that this is not serving you. And some of you know deep down that this is actually blocking whatever it is that you're asking for coming in. But understand that it is being worked, okay? But don't get caught up in distractions and illusions and addictions and obsessions with things. Leave the past behind, all right? Especially if there's guilt here or remorse or regret. Let it go, okay? Maybe for some of you, that's what needs to clear. If you're putting too much work into a relationship and the other one isn't doing that, I'd have to say, if you're staying for the wrong reasons and you're not getting out of Nine of Swords energy, you're doing all the work, it's time for you to go, Aquarius. That's for somebody here. Go find your 9 of Cups. Because these cups that you thought were bringing you happiness are not it. Others of you who have been working hard towards your mission very diligently, you're working your Dharma, you're immersed in this, you are not stressing yourself out, you're balancing yourself, you are going to find a period of recovery, okay? You've put a lot of effort, toil, and labor into your mission, into whatever it is that you're working on. Spirit is now saying, okay, Aquarius, I've seen that you put in the work. I'm answering your prayers. Now you are moving to the next phase of what I've called you to do. This is part of the leveling up. This type of life that you were doing no longer needs to be fulfilled because you've already completed that part of your journey, of your mission. And now this is you moving on to the next phase of whatever it is God has for you. Because this is no longer needed. I just heard there's a change in career. Some of you, from what you've been doing, your career is going to change drastically. Okay? Meaning what you are doing right now is not going to be what you're going to be doing very soon. Okay, let's see what it is you need to avoid before these cards escape me. What is it that Aquarius needs to avoid? Spirit guides and angels. Galactic family, Pleiadian Syrians. Please reveal to us for our highest good. What does Aquarius need to avoid? They just told me there should be a second Nine of Swords here because they really want you to avoid being a Nine of Swords energy. What did I say? Five of Cups. Everything happens for a reason, Aquarius. Okay? Look, I've been there. When I'm like, okay, I expected this to happen. This is a little bit disappointing. I thought I was going to be here in my journey. I thought I was going to be doing this. So what gives, right? What is it that's going on? But as I said, God has something more magnificent here. There is always a silver lining to everything. So don't lose hope. Don't cry over spilt milk. Leave whatever happened in the past in the past. Forgive. Be at peace when you forgive. Okay, and I talk about that a lot. All right, you still have 2 cups behind you. If this is love, Aquarius, love is not lost. Okay? Don't stay in this disappointment and this sorrow and this grief and just stay there with the cloak over yourself, not moving. You have a castle over there. See what I said? You guys have been praying for something. And I did channel somebody like wants to move or somebody's getting kicked out or something. Or somebody want a relationship to move further, whatever it is. Or maybe you're going through a divorce and you're worrying about the house or something like that. And you're like, I prayed about this. Why isn't it happening? And you thought it was going to be these 3 cups and these 3 cups are down. But God's like, but wait a minute, Aquarius, I have the 2 of Cups behind you. And I have a castle on the other side of that bridge. See what I talked about with those prayers that we've been asking, and God's trying to give us something even better because this card is about there is something better. Oh God, look what's at the bottom of the deck. I was going to talk about the 8 of Cups again, and look, it's the 8 of Cups. There is always something better. God is trying to lead you to something even better than you had asked for, Aquarius. The castle is there. If it's literally like a much, much bigger house than what you've been asking for, if it's a castle, that's awesome, okay? It could be a mansion or whatever. But there is something bigger and better for you that God is trying to work out for you, okay? This is, again, a recovery card, okay? This is you about moving on. Move on, Aquarius. If this, again, is dealing with regret and shame and hopelessness and remorse, just move on from this. You don't need to be in this energy anymore. This is another thing that some of you are going to have to clear, cancel, and release. Overcome despair, overcome fear and sadness and hopelessness, everything that I just said. This is also forgiveness. It keeps coming up in your readings, Aquarius. And I know I can't force you, but I will say, if you keep hearing the same message over and over and over again, then that means that that's something that you still need to work on. I know for me, when I kept hearing the same message over and over and over again, that I really needed to do the work. Forgiveness is part of your spiritual growth. It does not mean that the other person wins. It does not mean that you condone what they do, that you agree with what they've done, okay? That you are allowing what they did to feel like it was justified. No, that's not it. That is the false belief about what forgiveness is. It does not, that's not what it means. It means you understand that they were dealing with some crap you knew nothing about. There were underlying reasons. Everything happens for a reason, right? Heartbreak is what gets us closer to God. It helps us to grow. It helps us to become this powerful person. Okay? But forgiveness is for us. It brings us peace. And it clears whatever lower vibrational energy is still in your heart chakra. And watch how the blessings just flood in when you clear that out. Okay? It's not an easy thing to do because it's a divine quality. It's a higher state of being. But it can be done. Why? Because we're God within. God forgives us. We have the ability to forgive. And just unconditionally love and just be done with that. You don't have to be best friends with the person. You don't have to just let them back into your space unless you want them to. That's fine. But here's the thing. If you still have this aching feeling or that resentment, the guilt, the shame, remorse, it's still going to carry with you, and it's an unpleasant feeling, right, Aquarius? So it's time to let that go. Move on. God's just waiting for you to do this one thing. Just let it go. Just accept this for what it is. No, you didn't like it. No, it didn't turn out the way you thought. And again, if it's a love thing, there's something better for you here. Go find your 9 of Cups so that you could attract the 2 of Cups. Like-minded relationships, a harmonious companionship, somebody who feels the same way as you do, someone who's on the same page. You deserve that, Aquarius. But being in these energies here, the low vibration is not in alignment with 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, with the blessings and abundance. I think you guys know that. Just move on. Go find your happiness somewhere else. You're staying for the wrong reasons, and I talked about that. Some of you might be faking your happiness. Some of you are being dishonest with your feelings with yourself and with others about your situation. Some of you are holding so much in, and you're afraid to share it because of how people might perceive you, what people are going to say. Some of you know you need help, and you're not asking for the help. It's okay to ask for help, Aquarius. There are people out there who can help you with whatever this is. And you know who these people are probably. You can feel it from them. Trust your gut with whoever this is that can help you. And don't be ashamed to ask. We've all gone through some stuff, including myself. But what I went through, I said something very vulnerable in Gemini's reading, so maybe you might want to check out that reading about my childhood and what I had to move away from. But that was to help somebody else who was going through something similar so that they could feel empowered. That's part of my job. I have no shame. I have no remorse. I have no guilt when I talk about that stuff because I let that go. But when I talk about that, it's to help somebody else. So if you know that there's somebody who can be there for you to get you through whatever this is, Aquarius, go seek out that help. But you got to do it about face because you know very well that you're not happy where you're at. You need to be happy. God wants us to be happy, not miserable. You can no longer stay in whatever this is, in a job, in a relationship, for the wrong reasons. Okay? You gotta be honest with yourself. And if somebody's afraid of commitment, walk away. Because you know what? You know what I learned? And you probably heard me say this. Relationships and jobs were not what I thought was going to fulfill me. I went after my Ace of Cups. And boy, when I found that, it was the most glorious thing ever. I found the happiness and joy within myself and with my mission work. And I was dealing with a counterpart, couldn't commit. I was like, okay, you know what? That's a sad thing. But I had to walk away from my person. And that changed everything. Everything. I worked on my healing, and then he started to work on his healing. I had to stop pretending. I had to stop wearing a mask too. So did my person, but I was the one who had to do something about it. All right. I had to stop, and even in my job, stop staying in the job for the wrong reasons when I was dealing with a lot of crap there. Okay. So you got to release control, and you have to take back your power. You can't allow yourself to stay in this saddened state here and just think about the past and nothing but the past. There's emotional baggage that you got to release, okay? You got to welcome the change. You got to embrace it. And for some of you, you're dealing with a divine masculine here, okay? Somebody who's like unemotional, who's a little bit too rigid here. Just walk away. Okay? If this person did you wrong, if you know, whatever this is, again, you have to forgive. I cannot say anything else to that other than what I just said. You're just gonna have to forgive here. Okay? That's what brings you peace. Watch how liberated you feel when you let go, you move on, you heal from the situation, from whatever happened with this person. This could even be some father issues, okay? Maybe for somebody here, there's lingering father issues that you need to heal. Maybe you need to forgive your own father. And maybe that is what is causing all your relationships to not work out well, other things to not work out well. You might want to think about that one. That's for some of you, not all of you. Okay? And if you're trying to take control of everything, you got to release control. God is the one who's in full control. All right. Let go and let God. Or maybe there's somebody here who's not putting in, who's not taking action, who's not taking the lead, who's not being the father that they're supposed to be. Maybe they have some healing to do too. Okay? Somebody who's not proactive, who isn't the leader. That is what the divine masculine is. That's what a father's role actually is. Ultimate provider, protector here, leader, the one who helps bring stability. Okay? Again, the protector here. That's for somebody here. There's too much sadness and sorrow and stress and walk away. Let it go. Like Elsa, just let it go. Okay? And yeah, I'm picking up again. There's some of you here who have some father healing to do. Okay? I'm going to be vulnerable here like usual. I had to do that too. I had to do some father healing. Okay? Look, you know, I'm not perfect. We're not perfect. But when I realized that, I was dedicated to making sure that I moved on from, you know, the issues that I had with my own dad. You know, I love my dad to death. My dad's still here. My parents are still married. It's just that I'll probably talk about it some other time, but there were just these things that I expected from my dad growing up, and let's just say that it didn't happen that way. Okay, so I say that because, again, some of you have to do some father healing. All right, Nine of Swords in the reverse. Oh my God. You see when I said there should be another Nine of Swords in this deck? What is that? Guys, it's here twice. Some of you are stressed to the max, or there's some huge regret, remorse. It's like times 10, Aquarius. This is exactly what you guys are going to be focusing on for a while to work on and release. Trust that your prayers are being answered, but you're going to have to work on letting this go. Whatever this baggage is, this dishonesty within yourself and faking your happiness and getting distracted and addictions and obsessions, whatever this is, father healing. I talked a lot, guys. Move on. Let it go. Heal. Okay? Some of you really are not sleepy. You've got some sleeping issues. Somebody is not putting in their weight as a father. And look, I am not knocking on whoever the father is, because I'm feeling this father might actually have some mental illness. There's a mental illness here, like serious mental illness. If it's you, Aquarius, get some help, please. Okay? If you're dealing with a father who's causing this, or this is your husband, and the fact that they are suffering from a mental illness, yet it's causing a lot of stress in your life from the family to where you're doing everything, maybe. Aquarius, I can only give you guidance, right? I cannot tell you what to do, but look, your happiness and your health and your well-being is your responsibility. It is up to you. Do not worry about whatever anybody's going to say. Do not worry about what is going to happen. God knows what is going on, Aquarius. Trust in that. If you've prayed about the situation and God has shown you the answer, signs and reminders, synchronicities, then God is giving you the solution. Trust it. Trust it. Stop trying to pretend you can't hear or see it. Oh my God, it's no wonder they said there should be a second Nine of Swords, and there was, because I was clarifying it. Holy cow. All right, Aquarius. This is tough, okay? But this has to be done. All right? You try to find a way, whatever you're gonna do to clear this. This is so big, okay? Again, this is tough, but it has to be done. And this is going to help with some forgiveness here, from moving on from the situation, releasing this emotional baggage. You're very disappointed, very sad in here. There's a lot of grief. You're really worried about something, about losing something. Oh, God. Okay, hold on. Maybe somebody literally lost a father. If you lost your father, Aquarius, my sincerest condolences. This is causing a lot of despair here. And maybe if you lost a father, there's something you didn't reconcile with your father, or some sort of father figure, doesn't have to be your actual dad, and you're like, oh my God, I didn't say goodbye, or I got into a fight, or I didn't say something, and you're feeling regret and remorse. You're crying in your sleep. You're crying at night. Again, if it's an actual literal passing, my condolences, Aquarius. My sincerest condolences. But if this is dealing with a husband or some father, and they're not putting in the weight, and again, I'm hearing mental illness or something, and you're stressed about it because you feel bad if you leave this person knowing that there's an issue there, but you know you've been trying to make it work and it hasn't been working out, and you've been overdoing it, you've been doing a lot of stuff, and there's no equal give and take here, and you're pretending that everything's okay, but you know it's not. And look what's underneath this. It's the King of Swords. That's a divorced individual. There's a legal matter. This is divorce right here. This is fairness. Something is not fair in this connection or relationship or whatever this is. Even in a job. It could be a boss you're dealing with. Okay? This boss is causing a lot of grief, and he or she's overworking you, and you can't get any sleep, or maybe you're the boss, you're a CEO of a company, and you can't get any sleep. Again, there's like imbalance here. Somebody's doing too much work. Okay? And we were talking about spiritual growth here. Again, don't think that all the hard work you're putting into this, especially if you're having a spiritually based business or something like that, or whatever, something you've built, don't think that this is not going to work out, okay? Especially if this business is kind of struggling, or there's not enough money coming in and you're worried about paying something off or something like that. You've asked God for help. Trust that God is going to bring you what you need, and it's going to come in a way that you didn't expect, is what I keep hearing. Okay, there's a lot of messages with this guy, so bear with me as usual. And we have the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Some of you are very worried and fearful of being independent, of being single. You're not sure if you can live a happy single life when God is probably telling you that you can, or God is showing you the door, or God is telling you, Aquarius, it's time for you to go on your own, because this is not working out and you know it. You're stressed to the max. You are worrying to the max about everything. Your kids, your job, what's going on in the world, your spouse, your parents, whatever. It's too much. Something's going to have to give, okay? It's about your well-being and your happiness. It's not an easy decision to make, okay? But focusing on our well-being is not being selfish, okay? This is a business person too. Somebody's working very hard with their business, but you're overworking yourself. Again, there's stress to the max. And you're like, when am I going to get a break? When am I going to get a break? When am I going to get a break? And it's not happening because there's no self-care routine. You're not taking better care of yourself. And I just have to be honest here. That's for some of you, not for all of you. And you can't be afraid to be independent. And, you know, if you have a business, don't try to control everything. Attract the abundance, right? When your vibrations are too low, Aquarius, I think we all know that you block your abundance from coming in. You will block the manifestation of your heart's desires from coming in. All right? She's a highly abundant person because she understands the law of attraction. She's vibrating at the highest frequency. But if you're putting too much work into something, or maybe you're overdoing it with your mission, your spiritual growth, right? Like I talked about, canceling appointments with clients, or, you know, not doing too many YouTube videos, or whatever this is. Balance, okay? The Emperor and the Five of Cups. Spirit guides and angels. Why are they here? Thank you. Two of Wands. You're afraid to step out of your comfort zone. You're afraid to, if this is a divorce, if you're afraid of walking away from your spouse or something, you're afraid to do it. You're not sure of the unknown. It's time to embrace the unknown. Don't let this indecision keep you from making forward progress, okay? With regards to, you know, those of you working on the spiritual growth thing, you know, you may need to reevaluate something or change your plans. And I did say there's some people here where the other group of you, your plans are going to change with regards to what your mission is. It's like God says, okay, well, we wanted you to do this, but we wanted to test you. We wanted to see if you were going to listen to your divine guidance, and we wanted to see if you were going to push through and you were going to persevere and you were going to start questioning us to the T and wondering, why did you have me do this, God, when nothing is really happening as I thought? Major test for somebody, okay? There's adjustments are required here, Aquarius. Some of you need to redefine your purpose. Or God's going to do this for you, or God's preparing you for a new journey, for a new purpose, for a new mission. All right? You have to hold the vision and trust the process here. And trust what God is showing you. And remember, as I said, your prayers are being answered. Maybe you have plans to do something, but it's time to reevaluate the situation. And I did pick up on somebody moving, but God wants you to see this in a different way, especially you've been praying about where you're going to move or something like that. And maybe you made certain plans to move, but something keeps backfiring and God keeps preventing you from moving forward with that. So maybe there's something that you need to look at again. Again, with reassessing and making adjustments. But know that you have what it takes to step out of your comfort zone. If you know you need to redo something, trust in that. Oh, look, it's the King of Swords. All right. There's something that's not fair here. There's like a masculine energy, or this has to do with divorce, like I said. This is a divorce card. He is a divorced individual. He's independent. He's a single. Could be single dad. Maybe you're afraid of leaving somebody because they'll be a single dad and you think that might ruin them. But, I mean, if you are in double Nine of Swords, Aquarius, I don't know what to tell you. Your health may be at stake too, or it may be failing, or you keep getting sick a lot. There are no breaks. Again, make some adjustments. Or maybe you need to speak your piece and stand up for yourself and speak your truth with honesty and integrity and say, hey, you know what? I can't be dealing with this anymore. And if this is for somebody who's been contemplating divorce, knowing that it's just not working out, then, you know, get the courage to speak your piece. Again, speak your truth. God knows what's going on. God doesn't want us to be in these types of predicaments. We've got double Nine of Swords here. All right, this is for somebody. And others of you, again, this is about trying to control or not listening to your intuition, not having head-heart balance. Thinking that you're not on your path of truth when you really are. Okay? You have to be honest. Honesty is key here. Also communication. If you need to be communicating to somebody exactly how you feel, you need to do it. Do not be afraid. Do not cut around the bush, right? This person seems to be very detached and cold-hearted, or maybe you're dealing with somebody like this. Or maybe it has to do with you going through father healing with a very controlling, unemotional father who's very logical. I don't know. An Aries, maybe? And or another air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or they have air in their chart. Somebody who's addicted to power, lacks integrity. Okay? Very authoritarian. This is double authoritarian right here. Okay? Either way, something's got to be done here, Aquarius. And then we have the Four of Cups. Okay? Again with the recovery. All right? There's a blessing that God is trying to present to you here, Aquarius, and some of you just don't see it. That could be why I was talking about the signs and synchronicities. I talked about you've been asking for an answer. You've been praying about something. Maybe you've been praying about help with the situation, and it came to you, but it was not what you were expecting. There it is. They want you to take the cup. They want you to take this cup. This is also about having gratitude for what you have as opposed to what you don't have. Again, Five of Cups, things happen for a reason. There's always something better. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's an opportunity being presented to you, but you might have too much of a narrow focus that you can't see it. It's right there. Got to be a lot more proactive. Don't just sit under the tree and not do anything. God is giving you that help, but you got to look to the side over here, Aquarius. Don't miss this opportunity. This opportunity is being handed to you, but some of you don't want it. But this is like your key to clearing all this stuff. And so, see, I said the Star card. Yep. Losing faith and losing hope. No lack of inspiration here. This is your card, Aquarius. You're showing up in your reading. Whatever this cup is being presented to you, that's really supposed to be answering your prayers, Aquarius. It's your destiny here. All right, whatever this blessing is, it's tied to your destiny. What your mission is, okay? And again, some of you, with regards to that cup, it's kind of like either you've been on this growth journey, and maybe you're saying, I don't want this journey anymore. I don't want to continue on it. It's like I keep hearing the blessings are coming and I don't see anything. And it's been a long, hard road. And God's like, it's coming out of nowhere. Aquarius, you just gotta have faith. You gotta have faith here because it's coming here, but it's coming in a way you wouldn't expect. Again, they're really calling for you guys to have faith in this. Don't give up hope. All right? Don't give up hope. But again, there's something that Nine of Swords, guys, you're really going to have to clear. You're really going to have to clear. Don't fall into despair, guys. We have 3 despair cards. This is like the Star in the reverse. Despair is overcoming despair with the 5 of Cups. Despair here twice. It's here 4 times. You're gonna have to release this. I will say it again. They want me to say it again. This is going to be tough to do, but you're gonna have to release this. No more despair. Fill that despair up with hope and faith instead. Get away from the negativity. Block that out. Block it out. This could even be a test of your faith, to see if you're really trusting and having faith in God right now. I know my faith has been tested a lot. Well, I had a feeling this guy was going to show up down here. It's the King of Wands. Somebody's dealing with an Aries. Okay. Or Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is a fire sign. Authoritarian times 3. Controlling times 3. Okay. If you are dealing with somebody like this, you gotta cut them. You gotta break away, because this person's energies are really affecting yours. And if this is you, Aquarius, trying to dictate too much or control too much, we gotta start backing down from that, because it's causing other things that are really blocking a lot of things from coming in. Okay. So yeah, some of you, if you're really trying to take too much control of stuff, what happens is you lose a lot of energy. And that's what's going on right here. Very, very low vibrational, can't sleep, illness, whatever, right? You need to renew, rejuvenate. You need to take better care of yourself, the healing again. Whoever this controlling person is, if it's you, Aquarius, or somebody else, when you put too much, again, of this, you are expending too much energy, and then you deplete yourself of all that energy, and then what happens? Some of you really need to start making things happen and stop avoiding what it is that you need to do with regards to taking action here. Okay, this is also an entrepreneur. There's a business person here. All right, you own your own business for sure. For some of you, not for all of you. And you are totally spent. You're stressed to the max. All right, you're not getting any help, especially if you have kids or something. You're not getting any help and you're just completely overwhelmed. You got to find that balance. You're going to have to take matters into your own hands here, Aquarius, and do something. You're very passionate about what you do, which is amazing. But if you're trying to do everything and everything, it's probably why this 9 of Swords is here twice. And you're fallen into despair, and despair cards are here 4 times. All right. Whatever this is for you, Aquarius, I know a lot of messages were being given, but, you know, not everything's going to fit with everybody. I know. But you know better than I do, because this is a collective reading, okay? I'm just channeling everything that they are giving me, and it is a lot. I'm trying to help as many people as possible with this, but, of course, it is up to you. Let's see what your guidance is. Oh, gosh. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. A happy home. My people will live in safety, quietly at home. They will be at rest. Isaiah chapter 32:18. If you feel drawn, Aquarius, Spirit wants you to look up this Bible verse, because there's something very important for you that they want you to know about this Bible verse. Oh my gosh. I was talking about something with the home. There's, yeah. Or maybe somebody was dealing with something. Yeah, either something with the father or your spouse. There's no happiness in the home. If, you know, this is a father figure, okay? Something stable and secure, a solid foundation. It's like the home life is not, it's not secure. It's not stable. There may be chaos here because the emperor, he's the order of chaos. He controls things. He keeps everything organized, but apparently there's total disorganization in a home or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Release your cares to God is at the bottom of the deck. Oh, that I had wings like a dove, then I would fly away and rest. Book of Psalm, chapter 55, verse 6. Release. Release. Holy cow, I've never seen that card come out, and I'm going to read it because they want me to. If I can eat. Do I know my alphabet? I should remember my alphabet. Okay, Spirit. Oh, there. If you didn't have the light and love-filled childhood home you dreamed of, you can create one for yourself and your family now. If your childhood home was a pleasant memory, you can recreate that sense of love and security now into adulthood. Pray to fill your home with God's love and light, which will cast away any darkness. We all need shelter. In nature, animals are fortunate to be able to live wherever it suits them. As humans, we have a few more practical constraints and are not always able to set up our household wherever we wish. Prayer and faith open the door to finding the right home, keeping it peaceful, and protecting it. See, I was picking up on somebody. There's something about moving or finding another home or something like that. Is your home in need of a spring cleaning, including getting rid of items that pull you down? Walk around your home and ask the Holy Spirit to show you which items need to be sold, donated, or discarded. Or perhaps it's time to pack your bags and move. Whether your relocation arises by choice or necessity, you can pray for God to guide you to the ideal place for you to live. You can also pray for the motivation to clean your home if clutter has made your residence uncomfortable. Bring God into your home with lots of prayers and devotion, and your home will reflect that powerful love. Wow. Wow. I honestly wasn't expecting that card to come out, but I'm glad it did. Release your cares to God. When we were children, we used to nap daily. Well, our need for rest hasn't been erased in adulthood. There's a reason why God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, declaring it to be a day of rest. We need it. We all require time to disconnect from the world, revive our energy, and uplift our attitude. Relaxation can take many forms. You might spend time in worship with like-minded believers or join with family for a nourishing meal. You may enjoy being out in nature, perhaps sitting next to a tree or lying by a stream or gentle waterfall. Maybe you just need to sit by a tree. That's kind of funny. Avoid electronics while you rest so you can reconnect with God without distractions. You can relax at home with a nap, lingering in the garden, or diving into a new book. When you rest, it's easier to hear God and release any cares or concerns. Solutions are very often discovered when you're relaxed and open to divine guidance. Sleep is healing on many levels, and there are lots of ways to ensure you get it, including spraying lavender mist on your pillow, listening to gentle music, and taking a warm bath with relaxing essential oils. Sweet dreams. Sleep is healing. I said some of you are not sleeping well at all. The Knight of Pentacles, we saw self-care, and I said healing, renewal, and rejuvenation. All right. That's going to be very important. You got, again, that's going to be tough, but you're going to have to work on that, Aquarius, as best as you can, okay? Let's see what the full moon in Cancer is bringing you. What is the full moon in Cancer bringing Aquarius? Spirit guides and angels, please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. Thank you, Spirit. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. As usual, I always read the Moonology card, so let's look up full moon in Virgo. It's time to be really honest with yourself and understand what's led you to ask your question. Have you been humble to the point of being self-effacing? Humility is good, but it can go too far, and drawing this card suggests you may be underrating yourself. You don't have to be flash, just quietly certain that you are good enough. At the other end of the scale, you also need to honestly answer this question. Have you been too picky? The full moon in Virgo card needs some truthful answers. Once you've given them, it should be easier to see how you got where you are. Your next steps should then be more obvious to you. Pay attention to the details. Hard work brings results. Find a balance between the cosmic and the mundane in your daily life. Worrying too much will attract more things to worry about. Have you been overly critical? An apology may be in order. Stop second guessing yourself. Raise your karma by doing something good for someone else. The full moon in Virgo is a time to declutter your life, your home, your office. That's the second time they've said this. It's the time to sort what's good in your life from what's not serving you. It's also the time to clear out your energies via salt baths and meditations, and to practice getting more grounded by walking barefoot. No matter when you draw this card, it's a reminder that at any time is a good time to start living a healthier life. Healthier life. That may be a hard thing for you to do too. Aquarius, believe in the impossible. The blue moon. As the saying goes, some things happen only once in a blue moon. In other words, hardly ever. Drawing this card suggests you're about to get a rare chance, and that something one-off could well be about to happen. This card is a very positive sign if you felt like you're hoping for too much or asking too much of the universe. Whatever you are asking about, well, it might only happen once in a blue moon, but it can happen. However, with this rare opportunity before you, it's important that you believe in it. If you convince yourself that whatever you're asking about can never go in your favor, then guess what? It won't go in your favor. Be grateful for this card, which is a reminder to believe in your dreams. I am lucky. Miss this chance and it might not come back anytime soon. The blessing and the miracle right here. God is giving you this. You may not want to take it. It's going to lead you to your destiny. This is actually a miracle. It's like a blessing in disguise, okay? What happened may only happen once. The person you're inquiring about is a rare find. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. This situation is unlikely to repeat. All right. We're now going to check your love situation. Let's see what's going on with you with regards to love. What's going on in Aquarius's love life? Spirit guides and angels, galactic family, Pleiadian Syrians, please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. Sunglasses. Watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. Mask. Not showing true feelings, hide personality, pretend, delude, gaslighting. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is, yeah, somebody's not being honest with their feelings here. Right, we saw the King of Swords over there. Somebody's acting in a way that they're wearing a mask, all right? Maybe being too defensive or just being, like, unemotional, right? There could be gaslighting. There's gaslighting twice here because maybe that's what's going on. So, but this person, they have work to do too, okay? With this love situation here, there's no need to worry about this because this person needs healing to do as well, but they're hiding their feelings because they probably have father issues too, is what I just heard, okay? They're focusing out. They're not really focusing in. They're not going within to deal with the situation. They're not going within to really be in tune with their feelings because they're really afraid of what this connection is. Now, love calls at the bottom of the deck. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. This could mean that maybe you told them how you felt and they were like, oh, I don't feel the same for you, or like, whatever, you're crazy and I don't want this love, right? The Four of Cups right here. I don't want it. No, thank you, type of thing. But here, This is telling you that they're acting this way because they're hiding their true feelings. Just let this pass. Move on, all right? Again, this person has work to do. If you are a light counterpart, this happens with all the divine masculines, okay? Let that go. There's a lot of healing they need to do too, and some of them, they have some father healing to do. Others of you, you have to stop pretending, and you have to stop hiding behind sunglasses. It's kind of like maybe you wear sunglasses to not really make eye contact with people, or maybe because you're crying all the time, you're always wearing sunglasses, and people are like, why are you always wearing sunglasses? And maybe you're making an excuse. And I'm not trying to knock on whoever this is, okay? But I'm picking up on that. Again, with the focusing out, it's like you're really going to have to be in tune with your feelings and stop pretending in this connection, okay? Stop hiding things. You have to communicate something, okay? This could even be somebody is going to call you or send you a text or something like that, but it seems like instead of a message of love, they're still going to be hiding their feelings, okay? Or maybe they might actually will express it. I don't know. It's different for everybody, okay? All right, Aquarius, if you would like a personal reading with me, please check out the description box below. I have direct links to that. Or go to capellawellness.com, check out my service suite. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to send me an email. Do not be afraid to reach out if you feel drawn to do so, okay? Or you can go to capellawellness.com. You can send me a message in the chat function there, or click on the Keep Me Updated section, or fill in the contact form, okay? There's many ways to get in touch with me. I am also going to say that I still have a few more spots left for my Zoom sessions about how to navigate the current energies, navigate the energies coming to us in 2022, I should say. I'm having one on January 23rd and on the 30th, both at 1 p.m. They're both on Sundays. I'm really going to talk about the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction in Pisces that happens in April, and the U.S.'s Pluto return, which occurs on Washington's birthday, February 22nd of 2022. There are going to be a lot of changes going on, and for those who are not on the spiritual path, and I'm not trying to scare anybody, but for those who are still in double Nine of Swords energy, these transits are going to be very difficult for people, all right? I'm having these sessions because I'm trying to get a group of people, because this is part of our mission to work as a unit, to work as a collective, to help people who are going to be struggling with these energies, okay? And I'm going to be giving mini readings to everyone who is there. I'm going to specifically guide them as to what their function is, what their role is with helping with these energies, and how they're going to navigate the energies in 2022. I'm also going to have a Q&A session. We're going to talk amongst ourselves. We're going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to have a really nice healing meditation at the end of the session, and then I'm going to reveal a surprise to everyone who is there, okay? I was guided to do this because I'm trying to get as many people as possible to not only prepare ourselves for this, but to prepare others so that they can help others too. It's like a butterfly effect, right? It's a ripple effect. The more people we get to do this, the more we're going to help the collective. This is what we are being called to do. So if you're wondering why I'm having these things, that's why. Check the description box below for more information on that. There is a direct link to the page with both sessions, or you can go to capellawellness.com, go to the service suite, check out the coaching section. You will see the 23rd and the 30th sessions there, and you can book your seat on whatever session you would like, okay? If you have any questions about those sessions, please feel free to reach out to me about them, okay? All right, Aquarius, this concludes your weekly reading. Thank you so very much for watching this video, for subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and for illuminating that thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. I wish you the best today. Always, I send you so, so much love, and I hope I illuminated your well-being today. Again, this is Jess with Capella Wellness, starring out.